This is a very shocking story. A 13-year-old boy shot by the owner of a school just because he jumped his fence to retrieve his ball. Welcome back, guys. Today's gist is about a teenager who was shot by a landlord in Imo State for jumping into his house to retrieve a ball during a game of football in a school field. The boy named Paul was taken to a specialist hospital in Owerri just after being shot by this landlord. He was said to be a student of Urban Secondary School in Area N, World Bank housing area of Owerri. He had jumped the fence to retrieve his ball in the landlord's premises. That was when it happened. However, the property owner got offended and shot this Paul on the waist, leaving him to battle for his dear life at the hospital. Although he was rushed to the hospital, but he couldn't make it. It is said that this young boy is just a JSS1 student. What a very sad story. We can see a video of his friends and schoolmates crying around the premises where it happened. Others are vandalizing the properties of the man, such as the building itself, the cars, and other things they could find. This is actually not ideal, but with the pain they are feeling, this is the only way they can deal with the pain. The question now is, why would a man shoot someone during the day? Is he a military man? Is it that there are cases of theft there, that he was always at alert waiting for criminals to shoot? Because we are wondering how he got that weapon in the first place. Either is a retired soldier or a police officer, we do not know. I have actually heard of cases where someone was shot because he jumped the fence to steal something. He had already stolen and he was almost leaving when the soldier man shot him. But this is a different case. Not as if maybe it was in the night or this person actually burgled your home. This is someone that just climbed the fence and you actually knew that there were kids playing ball, and this is a very small boy. Even if the person had sight issue, there's no way he would have targeted that good and say he didn't see the face or the stature of the person. I know well there are people who cannot really control their anger to some point that they just feel this is something that came and they have to do it. So that is when they actually blame it on the devil, that it is the devil that actually pushed them to do this thing. Meanwhile, it is they themselves who are trigger hungry to want to do something like that, something evil in mind to do. We would appreciate if authorities can look into this and bring the man to justice. Because if nothing is actually done about this, that is how it will continue, and this man possibly will kill a lot of people because of lack of control of his weapon also. But meanwhile, parents, guardians need to caution their children, warn them that whenever they are done with school, they should trace their steps home. They should not go to different places that they are not supposed to go. Whenever something happens, some buildings are actually restricted that you shouldn't enter, like it's a private property. So in some countries, when there is restriction that nobody should enter, you violated that restriction. That this is out of bounds, you should not cross there. But we can't really say that applies to all these kids now, because the intention was just to retrieve the ball. But children have to take note of these things, that after school you run straight home, don't go anywhere. If you are to play football, it should be in school. After that one, go home. Don't stop by the roadside and say you want to play ball somewhere or anywhere, or you want to follow your friends somewhere. What if something had happened? God forbid bad thing, but what if something bad happens to any other person? I remember back in those days that parents used to say, after school, don't branch anywhere, don't go to your friend's house, don't go and eat there. What if they initiate you, they give you sweet and you disappear, you are flying in the night? Like things like that used to scare us. So whenever we are done with school like this, we try to go home immediately. But sometimes we are faced with the temptation of staying with our friends at their places or going to our house, based on the fact that sometimes we'll be hungry and would want to, their place is the closest place we can get food, so we want to eat because we are not sure if that's what that thing they cooked there is what they'll cook at home. But at some point, when our parents now discover that this child is supposed to be hungry by this time but he's not hungry, something will now be fishy that this person, I'm sure you've eaten somewhere. So the way they will scold us and like beat us that time would actually teach us not to collect things from people again. So after that time, we'll now start saying, okay, and we are going home straight. Or if it happens that we stop at our friend's place, we'll tell them that we are okay, that we don't want to eat even if we are hungry, just so our parents won't know that okay, we ate out. But the truth is that those rules that they've actually told us to follow has actually saved us from a lot of things which we do not know because those things didn't happen to us. It has also taught us to be contented and satisfied with what we have. Whatever we get from the house, we respect the fact that this is what was given to us from home and we need to come back to the house to come and eat. So it doesn't look, we do not look disrespected outside, that okay, this person doesn't eat at home, is it that they don't feed this person at home? So it is not just the respect for us as kids, but also to them as parents, that okay, this parent actually train this child very well. Because sometimes the parents of that our friend may not say anything, that okay, this is what is happening in their mind, or this is the thoughts going on in their head. They don't say it, but deep down inside, that is what they think, because they feel, is this person not being fed at home? Why is it that after school all the time they have to come to the house to come and eat all the time, every day? That is why you see some children, when they visit somewhere after school, the parents of that other person will say, go home, go home, your parents will be looking for you. They just want the child to just feel okay. It's because they are worried about them, but deep down inside, that is not what they are thinking. So we have to put all these things, we have to set our rules and tell our children to do certain things so that they can avoid problem, and at the same time they can avoid all this see finish. Well, let us know your thoughts and what you think about this particular issue. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also give us a follow on our page on Facebook too. Thank you.